Cleaner. Today, we are cracking open Chris Maxwell's book, Equilibrium. It's all about how to find your footing in a world that, let's be honest, feels like it's constantly spinning out of control. I mean, you know that feeling, right? Where you're being pulled in a million different directions all at once. Work, family, your health, trying to have some kind of personal life. It feels like you're juggling flaming swords, and you're pretty sure one is about to drop. If that sounds familiar, you are in exactly the right place. Right off the bat, Maxwell just flips the whole idea of balance on its head. He's basically saying, hey, we can't just wait for the world to get calm and easy. Real equilibrium, healthy balance, is all about finding your stability right in the middle of all that chaos. It's not about finding a smooth path. It's about learning how to walk on the rocky one without falling. Okay, so let's start with the core problem the book tackles. Our lives, Maxwell says, are lived on uneven surfaces. And man, is that a perfect way to put it. It just perfectly captures that unpredictable, messy, and often difficult terrain we're all trying to get through. Think about it. Life isn't some nice, smooth, freshly paved highway. No way. It's more like driving a boat when the waves are picking up, or being on a plane that suddenly hits some serious turbulence. Maxwell points out that even our best-laid plans, our ETAs, they're really just good guesses. To navigate all this, we're gonna need a whole new mindset. So, how do we actually find our footing on these uneven surfaces? Well, the book's first big answer is kind of a paradox. It's all about learning to dream big while at the same time acting small. And he gives us these two amazing, powerful stories to show what this looks like. On one side, you've got this guy, Larry Myers. People told him he was too old, that he didn't even speak the language, but he had this huge dream. And he ended up reaching an entire community during a disaster, not with some grand speech, but just by serving tacos. Then on the other side, you have Pastor Basil Savoy. He builds his community not with giant events, but with this tiny, faithful act of just showing up for breakfast at a local diner every single Saturday just to listen to people. And this, right here, this is the heart of it. Our culture is obsessed with the big, the loud, the stuff that goes viral. But Maxwell argues that what he calls the Jesus way is usually found in those small, consistent, and totally unnoticed acts of service. Those are the things that build a foundation that's actually strong enough to handle life's chaos. So with that mindset in place, how do we actually deal with the world, especially with, messy people? The book gives us this super important principle for keeping our own balance. You have to learn to care without carrying. And to explain this, Maxwell tells this incredible story. He's just hanging out, visiting his friend Bill's farm, enjoying the day, checking out the cows, and then it happens. A cow just unloads, a giant mess right on top of him. It's this hilarious, but also kind of gross picture of just how messy life and relationships can get. But his friend Bill, he just laughs and drops this little piece of wisdom. He says, look, the mess is gonna happen. We all get covered in someone else's stuff. The real test is how you clean yourself off and keep moving. So the big takeaway here is really clear. We are absolutely called to love messy people, but we are not meant to carry their burdens for them. That weight, it isn't ours to hold. And that boundary, caring but not caring, is absolutely essential for our own equilibrium. Okay, so that idea of setting boundaries and protecting our own stability leads us right into the next practical strategy, what the book calls the power of the pause. In a world that just glorifies being busy, Maxwell argues that choosing to intentionally stop is one of the most radical things we can do. And here we go again with another one of those key dualities. Finding equilibrium means you need both deep community and intentional time alone. You can't do life alone. We need our people. We need to ask for help. But we also can't be on all the time. We have to purposefully schedule time to be alone, to rest, and to find our center again. So how do you actually do this? The book lays out a really clear path. First, you gotta change your mindset. A pause isn't weakness, it's a strategic choice. Then you can start super small, just brief moments of stillness in your day. From there, you build up to scheduling longer times for rest. And finally, you practice the simple but surprisingly hard art of just being. And that's how we take our power back. When we choose to pause, we are refusing to let the crazy, relentless hurry of the world control us. All right, so all of this, the mindset, the boundaries, the pauses, it's all leading us to the final, ultimate goal of the entire book. It's a huge transformation that Maxwell calls living the divine romance. So what in the world is the divine romance? It's the book's language for a deep, personal, life-changing relationship with God. This is presented as the ultimate source of our inner stability. It's the anchor that holds you steady, no matter how wild the storm is raging around you. And to make this idea feel really real, not just some abstract concept, Maxwell shares this incredibly powerful story from his own life. He describes his baptism, being completely dunked under the water in a lake, right as a thunderstorm was rolling in. You can just feel that electricity in the air, right? That sense of danger and total renewal all mixed together. And he pulls in this beautiful quote from Frederick Buechner to capture that feeling perfectly. This experience, this connection, it's meant to feel like coming up for air after being held underwater. It's the start of something totally new, that moment where you can finally breathe again. And that right there, according to Maxwell, is the real secret sauce. True equilibrium doesn't come from a perfectly organized calendar or from avoiding all of life's problems. Lasting balance comes from a deep spiritual connection that holds us steady from the inside out. So that leaves us with one final question. For you, as you're out there walking your own unique path with all its own jagged rocks and unexpected storms, what would it actually take for you to find true equilibrium? What small steps, what pauses, what connections would bring you real balance in this chaotic world?